life is kind of weird because on one hand, I have this just hatred for people, hatred for life, hatred for how everything is, and just wanting to leave here. But on the other hand, I feel like I have this really strong desire to just want to go into a cave and um and just I don't know. It's like I feel like I can feel it coming, or it should be coming, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Um, but it's like it's like the world is gathering is building up to some sort of mass orgy or sex ritual or whatever. And on one hand, I don't like agree or understand, or I'm confused about it. But on the other hand, I feel like a lot of songs, particularly, are all leading up to it and the importance of it. And thinking, why would there be an importance of it? And I feel like abstinence, where you don't have sex for like a very long period of time, it kind of makes you want it more and more. I'm thinking about what that idiot guy said about why there's a growth in female power and femininity. It's because it makes the masculine less and makes people want the masculine even more. I mean, I think that's his view and that's how he would see it. But at the same time, I feel like because he would see it, if I'm exposed as being Christ or a female Christ, and if a lot of people are backing this up, yes, this is the daughter of God, yes, she's here, this is the female Christ, the new Christ, and if they expose all the evidence, there is going to be a lot of people believe, but it's also going to bring rise to all the anti-feminists, all the people that believe that masculinity is God's will and God's what God has created and is the essence of God. All these people are going to want to come out the woodwork, and they're going to want a male Messiah more than anything. The more you promote a female Messiah, the more they're going to want to have a male Messiah. And he was reckoning that by having this rise in female power, you're making everyone, because he thinks everyone is like him, but really I think it's just him. You're making people like him, want this, and I feel like this could usher in a sort of false antichrist male figure, because all the people that are going to not like the idea of me being Christ, or are going to reject the idea, they're going to look at something else, anything else with a dick, and just be like, oh, that's better than Anna, this is better than Anna. Got this crazy person that's talking to me online about I don't know. She was asking me questions that I guess I liked, because I liked thinking about the things that she was talking about and me trying to analyze it in my head as to how to explain it. But yeah, she herself was like a 6 year old. She's got no ability to understand, how God is the truth, but technically God is not truth, because truth is information. So just because God was created by another God, that doesn't mean that God is not the truth, because really by that I mean God has the truth. It's like saying because you were created by your mum, that doesn't mean that you don't have truth. You do have truth. You are alive. You're everything that's happened in your life is the truth about what's happened. Just because you were created by something else, that doesn't mean that. So I don't know. She's saying things that aren't true, but of course she's now reverted and been like, oh no, you're not Christ. Christ rose 35 years ago, and he's walking the earth right now, and he's alive. And I don't know what she's talking about. YouTube have blocked some of her comments, so I can't actually read what the rest of them says, if she's actually referring to a person or if she's just gone completely nuts in her head. But I don't know. I know that this is going to happen. If I'm saying to the world that I'm Christ, and if singers and celebrities, if the A-listers are backing this up and saying that I am Christ, they don't have to say that I'm God. They don't have to admit to that I have much power. but they should say that I'm Christ. But this is going to lead to people wanting a male Christ even more, because they'll be like, okay, yeah, you're Christ for all these reasons, but oh, my son's called Christopher. I mean, that's got Christ in it. I mean, you Anna, with the name Anna and all your connections, that's exactly the same as Christopher and his one connection to the word Christ that's in his name. That's what another person said a few weeks ago, that I posted a new video about my name connections, and someone posted about how, well, Christopher had the word Christ in it, so that's just exactly the same as Anna, even though I was literally listing evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence of the name Anna, and there's only one obvious link to Christopher. Christopher's not even in the Bible, I don't believe. So it's just, yeah, I don't know, but there's so many people that would do anything to try and prove me wrong. And I think believing in someone else, that's believing in a human mortal male that has a penis. I think there's so many people that are so sexist that they would rather believe in that than me. I think though the key is love. They want a Messiah that loves everyone, and technically I don't love anyone at all. But I want the world to be full of smart, happy people, and it can't be this way with so many liars and deceivers, and people who just want to say whatever they want and believe whatever they want, and don't want a Messiah. They want a fictional Messiah that they can promote because it's promoting themselves. I do think that a lot of people love Jesus because they relate to Jesus. They can imagine a homeless person. They can imagine a normal guy walking the streets. Jesus, the Jesus character is very non-threatening. He just seems like an average person. He doesn't seem like anything special. But people would worship him as being special because they see themselves in him. And that's technically what he represents. He represents the average person. Okay, I think you've got Justin Bieber as kind of the new Jesus. And again, I think he kind of represents the average person. Tries to do the right thing and sometimes gets in trouble with the law, but he's kind of an average person, but a lot of people would look up to someone like him. And I think that the truth about it is people wouldn't look up to the true Christ, because the true Christ is not like them. The true Christ is of the future. I'm thinking about Lily and the world that she has, or the world that I would want to live in, and I would want people like that in the world. And idiots and stupid people are not part of my plan. Now, idiots and stupid people are going to realize that they're not part of my plan and they're not on my side. And so I think if someone is an idiot, is stupid, is, believing shit, they would listen to me and think, you're obviously more intelligent than me. And therefore, if you want people that are on your sort of wavelength or thinking ability, I'm not on your thinking ability. We're on different thinking abilities. And I think then they would revert in their own mind and turn against me and be like, oh no, there was a Jesus here 35 years ago. And oh, you can't be God because I almost ended the world in 2015. Literally, that person has responded again saying that she's got a whole clan of people that are supporting her and working with her. And it's just like, no, you're completely delusional if you think you have the ability to, by yourself with a group of people, end the world. As I said, you're delusional if you think you can end the world by yourself. And she responded by saying, no, I have a whole group of people that's working with me. Yeah, in your imagination. I don't know. There's some mad people that are kind of, I feel like they're linking to me. They're feeling some sort of echo of me. The one that is now believing in that Jesus came 35 years ago. She seems to be she said that she spent most of her time just lying in bed, feeling cursed. And if I try to explain that you're feeling an echo of me, and this is why you are feeling a little bit like me, she would understand that and believe that. But if I say that I hate the world and want to kill everyone, she wouldn't understand that, because her life probably hasn't been as bad as mine. I feel this way because I feel like a different species. I don't feel like the average person. I feel like I'm sure there are loads and loads of smart people, but I don't seem to be able to meet them. There's people that have invented computers and really good at systems analysts, and there's people who build huge buildings, but I don't know who these people are, and I wouldn't know how to approach them with my belief, because I feel like we're in some sort of computer and people are programmed to just ignore me if I did approach them. And I've seen evidence of that time and time again. And if I told you that this is the case, you wouldn't believe me, or a lot of people wouldn't believe me. They wouldn't have the ability to believe that we are living in some sort of matrix. Um, and so they'd probably rather just reject me and continue believing that Jesus, Jesus is the answer. Jesus loves everyone. You can't be Christ because Christ loves everyone. And if you don't love everyone, you therefore can't be Christ. When in reality, it's just like, you're not thinking properly. You're not thinking properly. Why would Christ love everyone if the point of Christ is to kind of start war and reduce the population to only, you know, you have to create a better world. And to create a better world, you have to have better people in the world. To be honest, the world itself, there's nothing wrong with the world. What's wrong with the world is the people that are lying and deceiving and leading people on and just making up whatever they want and are cold towards other people and not and people that believe in things when they have no real reason to believe what they believe, and that these people are problems. And you can't create a better world if the people in the better world are the same as the people in the old world, because the old world will still be existing. um, so but I have this. I keep fantasizing about it. It's like I don't like sex and I don't want anything part of that. But there's like I can't help but feel this need to want to just be in a cave, lying on a bed, having a bunch of people know what they're doing and actually talking to me about what they're doing, but not telling the world that part, telling the world that it's just whatever the world wants to believe. And I would really, really love to know like how bad the world is. Like, I'm God, I'm Christ. I know not many people care, but there's so many people in the church that do care. There's so many people that claim to love God or stuff. And if God was actually like locked in a prison and you could do whatever you want to this God figure, only people won't actually know that it's God. I think I really I'm longing for this test, I'm and I think other people are longing for it, and I think it's reflecting in the music, which is why it's being built up. But yeah, the music seems to be very, very sexualized, but um, it's probably it's a good way to hide something if you sexualize something. If you say I hate you, I want to kill you, they'll hate you back. But if you say, oh, I hate you, I want to kill you, but oh, I find you sexy, if you just change something like that, it suddenly changes the mood, and then it makes bad seem sexy rather than just, oh yeah, she's here to kill us. Yeah, it's more like if you said that, you'd be scared of me. But if you said that and then mixed it in with sex, I think people would just ignore anything that I say.